Hi guys, this is Roger Snipes. Today we are in Chris Geffen Gyms in Chembur, Mumbai, and I'm going to take you through the shoulder workout which I've done today. So the first exercise which I've done was shoulder press, which was a plate loaded shoulder press. Sometimes I'll start with shoulder press just to pre-exhaust the muscle, and I'll start off with about 4 or 5 sets to get the deltoids, the medial head and the front anterior delt nice and pumped before I move on to the next exercise. So on this particular one, you're locked in position and focusing on getting the blood nice and pumped into the muscle before you move on to the next one. As it's plate loaded, it locks you in position, so you don't need to concern yourself too much about trying to hold yourself in a isolated position. The machine does it for you. The next exercise which I done was the front raise going straight into a behind the neck press. Now, when you do this exercise, it's very important to not lift anything too heavy. There's a lot of controversy around doing behind the neck press, so I would suggest keep it real light so that you don't cause yourself any kind of injury. This again is another great exercise to allow the muscle to pump up and to really fatigue your muscle, giving you a real pre-exhaust before you go into something a bit more aggressive to really work the muscle. I would suggest to do about 2 or 3 reps. The reason why I say that is because it's a behind the neck press, the last thing I'd want you to do is to cause any unnecessary strain. Okay, so the next exercise, what we're going to talk about is a standing barbell press. Now, as it is more of a compound move, it does engage your transverse muscle because you have to hold yourself in position. With this particular exercise, you don't have any machine holding you, so be particularly careful with the amount of weight which you're pushing. It requires a lot of balance and is known as a compound move. People will call it a military press or just standing barbell press, whatever the case. It's very important to make sure that as you drive the weight up, you want to punch your head forward to keep that nice stable position. Now the next exercise what we're going to talk about is standing cable face pulls. Now you can use a bar or you could use a rope. I do tend to use a rope because it allows a bit more flexibility and movement when you're pulling the rope towards the face. What you can also do is pull the rope above your head, and if you do that, then it will engage a bit more of your rotator cuff. It's a nice, great rotator cuff exercise, as well as the rear delts if you prefer to do it that way. But if you'd like to just work the rear delts, then you can do that. There's many different ways to work the rear delts, but this is one of my favorite ones as it allows a lot more flexibility. With the weight on this one, you don't really need to go too heavy. Just try and rep out as much as you can and don't go too heavy on this. I would say you could do 15 to 20 or 15 to 30 reps on a low weight. The next exercises which we're going to talk about is lateral raises and rear flies. I've done this as a superset, as this is a great exercise to superset. With supersets, it really does fatigue both the front and the back part of the shoulders, and it gets your heart pumping and just gets the muscles pumped. With this one, any kind of superset that you do, just keep the weight not too high. The reason why I finished with the superset was to totally fatigue the muscle. Lots of people do exercises as a finisher with high repetitions, and a superset is a great way to do this. I would suggest that if you do a superset, keep the weight nice and low and loads of reps, flood the muscle with lots of blood, and finish with a great pump.